We begin by listening to the wonderful music of Anya, where she's playing and singing the memory of trees, the beautiful trees. But as we gather on this bitterly cold night, we welcome you to just relax and come into the presence of love. And the love we're referring to, of course, is God's love. The love of the Supreme. The love of all that is beautiful and pure and sacred. So let us come. Let us be still. And let us, in the silence of our heart, just give ourselves time to relax and to be still. To be still in the presence of love. And with every in-breath that we breathe, we are aware that we are not alone, but that we are surrounded by the company of heaven, the angelic realm. They are the messengers of love. And I'm guided now to light this candle for you who have joined us. It is a candle of peace, but we light it in thanksgiving for your life and for the lives of all God's children, but especially for those who are the marginalized in our society, those who are hurting, who are hungry, who are homeless, who are suicidal, and who need the healing touch of a loving God. And I join with my brothers and sisters around the world who've opted out of life, who volunteered to become a monastic, a contemplative, within our monastery of 4 walls, and their surrender to love. And we offered this 30 minutes as a prayer of love for you and for all God's children from all faiths and none. So let us just embrace the soft music as we try to relax and reawaken our heart, our teacher. Let us be mindful of that in-breath. And as we take a deep breath now, let's hold it. And now let's release all the worries of the past day. And as we breathe in again, let us be mindful of the beautiful mantra, I love and approve of myself. So let us say that as we breathe in, I love and approve of myself. And in our out breath, let's repeat the mantra, I love and approve of myself. I love and approve of myself. Just connect with those words. I love and approve of myself. And for this 30-minute soiree, I would like to share with you a journey of an amazing young woman. For those who are Christian, they will know who she is, especially those who are Catholic Christians. For the 11th of February is a day designated to the feast of little Bernadette of Suberu in France. Many of you will have known of a place called Lourdes, where many people go on pilgrimage. But this amazing young woman left us a legacy of love. And I would like to share with you a little about Bernadette. And let us be opened in our heart to what is God saying to us through this amazing young woman's journey of trust. Bernadette Subaru was born in Lourdes on the 7th of January 1844 to François Subaru and Louise Castero. François, a miller, was handicapped by an eye injury 10 years later and was then accused of stealing bread from the local baker, causing him to be jailed for 8 days in the Cachiotte. I imagine that's the jail. A drought left the surrounding areas with no wheat harvest, and a cholera epidemic took many lives. Bernadette was infected and it left its mark on her. In 1857, extreme poverty left the family depending on a relative for accommodation. A small room of just 16 square meters. Wow. She experienced the deep love her parents had for each other and all the children, but was isolated by the locals because of their circumstances and her simplicity. Her sickness affected her schooling, and despite being 14 years of age, she was not allowed to receive her first Holy Communion and was unable to read or write. In November of 1857, she was sent to Bartre, the little village close to Lourdes, to work on the farm. However, her desire to receive First Holy Communion brought her back to the village in January 1858. While out walking with her sister and a friend near Massabielle, Bernadette was unable to keep up with them and had removed her socks and shoes to cross the stream and follow when she heard a gust of wind, and looking up saw the lady dressed in white with a blue belt and a yellow rose on each foot. This was the first of the apparitions she was to receive. 18 apparitions until the last one on July 16th. During the apparitions, she prayed the rosary with the lady and conversed with her. On February the 19th, Bernadette lit a candle at the grotto, a tradition that continues to these days, with many millions of candles lit every year. By Sunday, February 21st, crowds were beginning to follow her, and Bernadette's first of many official questioning started by the police commissioner, Jacomet. Her 8th visit with the lady on Wednesday the 24th of February saw the first of the messages being given. The message of the lady was penance, penance, penance. Pray to God for sinners. Kiss the ground as an act of penance for sinners. The following day the lady told her to drink from the spring, pointing out a spot which to Bernadette was only a muddy area, no water present. Bernadette did as she was told, and the crowd was appalled to see her digging up the mud and placing it in her mouth. Here Her response to the questioning crowd was, "It is for sinners." The small spring begins to flow from the spot, and a local girl, a friend of Bernadette's, plunges her dislocated arm into the spring. It is miraculously healed. The first of many to take place in those early days, and so many since. On Tuesday, the 2nd of March, the lady gives Bernadette a message for the parish priest, Abbé Peyramale, to build a chapel at the grotto. The priest, still not believing, only wanted to know the name of the lady. On Thursday, the 25th of March, the feast of the Annunciation, the lady tells Bernadette, "Que soy ere Immaculata Conceptio." I am the Immaculate Conception. This theological expression had been assigned to the Blessed Virgin just 4 years earlier, in 1854. As Pope Pius IX declared this a truth of the Catholic faith, a dogma, Bernadette could not have known this, and her words left the parish priest puzzled, remembering that Bernadette couldn't read nor write. Bishop of Tarbes, the local bishop, started a church inquiry almost immediately, and 4 years later declared the apparitions as authentic in the name of the church. The investigation showed many who were sick being cured by means not able to be explained, by traditional medical methods. The bishop in his declaration concluded, "There is thus a direct link between the cures and the apparitions. The apparitions are of divine origin, since the cures carry a divine stamp. But what comes from God is the truth." As a result, the apparitions, calling herself the Immaculate Conception, that Bernadette saw and heard, is the Most Holy Virgin Mary, the Mother of Christ. Thus we write, the finger of God is here. In 1866, Bernadette joined the congregation of the Sisters of Charity of Nevers and received the name Sister Marie Bernard. She died in the convent at 55 years of age on April the 16th, 1879. On the 2nd of June 1925, in the Consistory Hall, Pope Pius XI declared that Bernadette could be declared blessed, and on the 8th of December 1933, Pope Pius XI solemnly read the declaration of the canonization of Bernadette of Sibiru. So what has all that got to do with you and me? Well, there's an amazing film that's been made with Jennifer Jones playing the part of Bernadette. And I've watched it many, many times, and each time I've watched it, I've wept many tears. Because the actress plays an amazing part, true to the story of Bernadette's life. Bernadette was guided by the Mother of God to dig a hole in the mud with her bare hands. But interestingly, present were the church leaders, oh yes, and also all the town council, from the mayor right down. There were thousands of them, hoping that Bernadette would fail. Not to wish her well, but that she would fail, and that she would be the scapegoat for their arrogance and indifference to the love of God. She placed her hands in the mud and nothing happened. She smeared her face with it. She even tasted it. She was laughed. She was mocked. She was ridiculed. Like many of us today who embrace the beating heart of God's love. And as Bernadette was taken away by her family because of the shame that she supposedly brought on them, there was a young man in the village who loved Bernadette. He was sat on a nearby wall playing with his best friend, and he felt something strange at his feet, running water, and it came from where Bernadette had dug the earth with her bare hands, and he went running to tell her, but she'd gone. So what is the catchphrase? Very simple. Often you and I are asked to do things in faith, in love. And all we're guided to do is to do it unquestionably. But sadly, too many people want to know why they've got to do it, and they need anecdotal evidence. What turns me on in my heart about little Bernadette was her simplicity, her humility, her respect, and how she took the voice of the Mother of God to her heart. Her lack of education was actually to her advantage. And that is why the Mother of God appears to many today who don't have degrees or diplomas. Because many who have these amazing qualifications procrastinate, cogitate, deliberate, rationalize, process, and they lose the meaning of the mystery. And I guess that's why I love St. Francis and St. Clare. They weren't stupid. They were ordinary men and women who came to God through nature, through the animal kingdom. And little Bernadette replicated their simplicity, as did little Thérèse of Lisieux, as did Gandhi, Sri Chimoy, and many others. They had that persona of simplicity and humility, and a deep reverence for the Supreme. Though little Bernadette died over 100 years ago, her life has not been in vain, because had she defied the Blessed Mother and said, "No way am I digging, putting my hands in the ground and damaging my lovely nails that I've just had manicured and paid £10 to have them done. Oh no, please don't ask me to kneel in the mud. And I've just had my hair done, and I'm wearing my best Sunday outfit. Oh no, Mother of God, you must ask somebody else, not me. I'm far too busy. I'm preoccupied with my image, how I look and how other people see me." And that's what's happening today. The Spirit of God is communicating with the hearts of all God's children through every avenue of communication. The internet, the iPhone, the iPad, the animal kingdom, and ordinary men and women who come into our life for a purpose. They give us an important message, and then they're gone. We never see them again. Who could they be? A messenger of light? Obviously. So let us now come to this place and let us humbly ask ourselves, what can we learn from these great spiritual mystics? What can we learn that we could incorporate in our faith journey today? Like Gandhi, like Sri Chimoy, Francis, Clare, and little Bernadette of Subaru. Bernadette oozed humility. She radiated an inner peace. And yet, God love her, she struggled for many years with a tuberculous knee. And when she was limping in the cloister, the mistress of novices who was a real tart with no heart. Forgive me. She told the Mother Superior, oh, that's Bernadette, she's drawing attention to herself just because she's seen apparitions of the Mother of God. How pompous is she? How arrogant to single herself out for attention. And one day in the cloister, Bernadette was on her knees in pain, in terrible pain, doing the floors, washing the floors with cloths, because she wasn't academic enough to be a teaching nun or a choir nun. She was given all the menial jobs of cleaning, scrubbing floors, toilets, and attending to the washing up. And yet she'd seen the Mother of God. And one day she fell, and the novice mistress said to her, what is the matter with you, young nun? She more or less tried to take a strip off her. And she said, what is the matter with you? And she said, I'm sorry, mistress of novices. I've just got some discomfort. Nothing to worry about. Well, show me, she said. It's all right, Mother, it's all right. I insist under holy obedience. You show me. She lifted up her habit, and that nun who gave her hell for best part of 20-odd years could see a fungating abscess that was tuberculous, that was eating away at her bone, red raw, no dressings, no painkillers. And that nun knelt before Bernadette and she cried. She knelt at her feet and asked for forgiveness. And until her death, age 55, that nun carried Bernadette and waited on her hand and foot in reparation for her arrogance and for her sin of pride. And that story is true. That story is not fiction. It is truth. Within our midst today, we have men and women, even in our community, who are living the simple life and who are paying the price. Within the world, we have great ordinary men and women who are paying the price for their love of God. Are you willing to go to that level? It takes a person of real courage to suffer in silence. So let us close our eyes. Let us be still in the presence of God. And let us give thanks to God for the ordinary men and women that God has used to leave a legacy of love, like St. Francis of Assisi, like St. Clare, Corrie ten Boom, Martin Luther King, Mother Teresa of Calcutta, even little Bernadette. Let us come to this place and let us ask the Spirit of God to now speak to our hearts. Is there anything in my life that now needs your healing touch, that needs to be eradicated with love? Is there anything I can do for you, O God, to be that peacemaker of peace and to unite hearts through love? Is there anything that I can do for you? Let us be still, and let there be no fear or guilt here for missed opportunities. But let us come to this with childlike trust, not childish patterns where we blow hot and cold, when we don't get our own way. Let us be still. And let us call on the animal kingdom who speak with us. Let us call on the Christ. Let us call on our spiritual teachers, whoever they are, and let us ask them in truth, is there anything in my life that is holding me back from holiness, from peace, from joy? And if there is, will you help me see it so that I can bless it and release it to your love? Come, Father, Mother God, please come into my life and show me those areas that need your healing touch right now, so that I, like Bernadette and many others who've gone before me, can be your hands and your feet and your beating heart. And let us not forget the man Nelson Mandela, who in his earlier life was a political activist, but yet in prison for all those years, he too had his epiphany moment where he realized that to be of support in eradicating injustice against color and creed, that he had to be a man of peace, not hate. And to look at the man today and to see how he has become such a respected, revered world leader of peace, where he fought apartheid. Through the gifts that God gave him. And that same God who used Bernadette and many others like her in our lifetimes can use you and me as well. But are we willing to surrender all that we are? Or are we only willing to surrender what we think we should surrender? Are we holding anything back? Our mood swings, our selfishness, our indiscretions, our impatience. Let there be no fear as you now listen to the voice of the Beloved share with you. What is it that separates you from embracing that totality of divine oneness, of becoming the beating heart of a loving God? Be still now, my friends, and let the presence of the cosmic Christ, the messengers of God, and all that is blessed and holy and sacred to you touch your life and let you go free. Let you go free. Let you be free. Be still now. And just be aware that the Spirit of God is upon you, and restoring your mind from chaos to peace, and bringing that equilibrium back into your heart. your greatest teacher. Celebrate this love, this awareness to all that there is, O beloved child of God. Just be still now. Be still. Embrace that inner beauty that is offered to every child of God. And you are a child of God. And the mantra we conclude with, I love and approve of myself. And I would like to thank you for joining me for this evening. And I would like to conclude with a beautiful song by Charles Lansborough called Song of Bernadette. I would like to dedicate that to you for your presence here, your love and your support. Namaste.
There was a child named Bernadette. I heard her story long ago. She saw the Queen of Heaven once and kept the vision in her soul. No one believed what she had seen. No one believed what she heard. That there were sorrows to be healed. And mercy, mercy in this world. So many hearts I found, hearts like yours and mine, torn by what we've done and can't undo. I just want to hold you, come on, let me hold you, like Bernadette would do. We've been around, we fall, we fly. We mostly fall, we mostly run. And every now and then we try to mend the damage that we've done. Tonight, I just can't rest. I've got this joy here in my breast, to think that I did not forget that child, that son of Bernadette. So many hearts I find, hearts like yours and mine, torn by what we've done and can't undo. I just want to hold you, come on, let me hold you, like Bernadette would do. I just want to hold you, come on, let me hold you, like Bernadette would do. Like Bernadette would do.
Good night, good morning, God bless you, and thank you for joining us. Same time tomorrow. Until then, take care, and remember the mantra, I love and approve of myself.